we are very clear we want to see the Ukrainians win. We cannot support this kind of gross fascist imperialism in Europe in the 21st century, and we must do everything we can to repel it. And if you listen to any of the Baltic states, Poland and others, they are very articulate. If we allow him to win here, he will not stop here.
This is my video update on this Sunday midday, September the 15th. Let's talk about some news. And let's start things off with a ballistic missile strike from Yemen, which landed in the Tel Aviv area. This missile traveled 2,000 kilometers, from what I understand, across the Red Sea, Saudi Arabia and the Red Sea. It passed over 2 U.S. destroyers, I believe a French warship as well. It flew right over these ships, and it either hit a power plant or it landed close to a power plant. It hit a bridge or it hit a metro or transportation area, like a metro line or something like that. It's still a bit sketchy as to what exactly this ballistic missile hit in the Tel Aviv area. I've seen various reports, and there are photos which are starting to emerge, but I'm not 100% as to what the missile hit or what the target even was. But the Israeli authorities, they are conducting an investigation to see how this missile traveled at such a distance and was undetected to land in Tel Aviv. And it passed over all of these U.S. Collective West military assets. 2,000 kilometers. Incredible story for this Sunday morning. So I imagine by the time I post this video, we'll probably have more information as to what happened, what is going on here. But that's what I've got with this ballistic missile into Tel Aviv story. So let's do an update now on the long-range missile strikes into Russia. The reports are that the Biden White House, after a meeting with Keir Starmer and Lamy, that the Biden White House has said no to the UK to use Storm Shadow missiles to hit pre-2014 Russian territory. The UK, according to The Guardian, the UK has already signed off on this. They have said that they do want to launch Storm Shadow missiles into Russia. They're giving Ukraine permission to use Storm Shadow missiles into pre-2014 Russia. That's what The Guardian reported. And they were seeking the permission of the United States. And it looks like Biden told the UK government no. These are the reports that we are getting. Kirby came out with a statement after the meeting that took place, about a 90-minute meeting. And Kirby said that the U.S.'s policy towards launching long-range missiles, U.S. ATACMS at least, has not changed. The reports are that Biden told Starmer, no, he will not give the UK permission to launch Storm Shadows into Russia. And Sullivan traveled to Kiev right after the meeting to attend the YES conference, not the music, the rock band YES, but the Yalta Economic Conference or something like that, some event that's taking place in Kiev. They have events every other day in Ukraine. Huh? You know that there's a lot of money that is being spent on these events that are taking place in Ukraine. A lot of people are making a lot of money from these events, which without a doubt are being paid for by the U.S. government, right? So they say we're going to hold an event, a conference It'll probably cost us about $2 million, $1 million to run the event, actually run the event, all the expenses, but we'll invoice the US government $10 million. That's basically what's going on. And so they have events every other day in Ukraine, specifically in Kiev. So Sullivan got on a plane. He went to Kiev. He attended this event, and Sullivan said that there's a lot of intense discussion and debate about using ATACMS. He didn't mention Storm Shadows. I don't think he mentioned Storm Shadows, but he said there's a lot of talk about using ATACMS to hit pre-2014 Russian territory, but no decision has been made. And the final decision, the way it looks, is that the final decision will be made towards the end of the month, in about a week or two, in New York at the UN big General Assembly meeting where everyone will be attending. All the world leaders and all the UN member states will be attending this big event in New York, and Elensky will be there. Putin is not going to be there, and Peskov actually told the media why Putin is not going to attend this event in New York. I don't think we need to explain why Putin's not going to fly to New York to attend the UN meeting. Obviously, it's not safe for Putin to travel to the US, even if it is under the protection of the United Nations. But this is where, according to all the reports and even Sullivan, this is where they're going to discuss the long-range missiles, U.S. ATACMS into pre-2014 Russia. ATACMS restrictions, subject of intense consultations between Ukraine and allies, Sullivan says. The event that he was attending was called the Yalta Security Conference. I don't know why they call it the Yes Conference, Yalta Security Conference, but they call it the Yes event. But Biden was upset during the meeting with Stammer. Biden was Dark Brandon. He was in Dark Brandon mode. And a British reporter asked Biden, as they were all sitting at the table, Biden, Sullivan, I believe Blinken was next to Biden. You had Stammer across the table with Lammy. And a British reporter asked Biden, Mr. President, what do you think of Putin's threats to start a war with NATO? And Biden said, well, let's just keep quiet until I speak up. That's a good idea. And then the reporter repeated the question, and then Biden said, just shut up, and I'll make a statement later. Got it?
Mr. President, what do you say to Vladimir Putin's threat of war?
I say you be quiet until I speak, okay? That's what I say. Good idea?
Well, what do you say to Vladimir Putin's threat of war, sir? It's a serious threat.
You got to be quiet, I'm going to make a statement, okay? All right, anyway. Mr. Prime Minister, welcome. Welcome back to the White House.
Dark Brandon. Brandon upset. Very upset. Because Biden wants to escalate. Blinken wants to escalate. Blinken's a neo-lib, neocon. Biden is full neocon. And they want to escalate. Ukraine is Biden's life's work, right? He's invested everything. His entire presidency was about Ukraine, is and was about Ukraine. That's why he became president. He became president in order to fulfill the neocon dream of removing Putin and dismembering Russia. Probably something that Hillary Clinton was tasked to do, but Trump spoiled that, and the neocons have never forgiven Trump for wrecking their plans with the Hillary presidency. But Biden came in, and his one task, this was his only task. Everything else that he was put in office to do as president of the United States was secondary, tertiary. His main goal, his main task was to get a conflict with Russia and to break up Russia. That was his main task. And he's invested everything into Ukraine, and he's financially, we all know that, and emotionally very invested in Ukraine. But I imagine the Pentagon is holding Biden back from giving the okay to the UK and giving the okay to to the ATACMS, the U.S. ATACMS, and he was very upset about everything that is happening. That the Pentagon, that the military, is still exerting control over the attack into Russia. They're still putting the brakes on attacking Russia, the Pentagon. So they're going to have one more go in New York to try and get these missiles launching into pre-2014 Russian territory. One more go at the end of September. But the UK's on board, man. They're like, let's do it. Let's send these missiles flying into Russia. These storm shadows. Just give us the okay, America. Some sovereignty that the UK has. Thank God that the Pentagon is putting a brake on all of this, putting the brakes to this. But the UK needs permission from the US to do anything. But this is a good thing. This is a good thing. In this instance, this is a good thing that the Pentagon is saying no. The Biden White House, the Pentagon is saying no to the UK. The Sunday Times, they put out an article saying 5 ex-defense secretaries tell the Prime Minister, let Ukraine fire our missiles. After talks in Washington reached a stalemate, Sir Keir Starmer is urged to go it alone. People like Grant Shapps and Ben Wallace, all of these ex-defense ministers, are telling Keir Starmer to just forget about Biden, forget about U.S. permission, and just start launching missiles into Russia. The UK probably believes these ex-defense ministers and the UK neocon class, they probably believe that if the UK begins to fire storm shadows into Russia, the US will follow. They're not going to leave the UK. They're not going to hang the UK out to dry, right? No. They're not going to abandon us. If we just start firing the missiles, then the US is going to come to our rescue. That's what they probably believe. I wouldn't be so sure about that. UK defense ministers and UK neocons. Don't bet on that. But that's probably what they're thinking. Fire the missiles, America will come to our rescue. What if this is all a big bluff? I was thinking about this this morning. What if this is all one big freaking globalist bluff in order to dump Project Ukraine? I'm not saying this is the case. I give this maybe a 5% chance, 10% chance. But what if the powers that be, that control Starmer, that control Biden, what if they sent Starmer to the U.S., told him to press for permission to launch missiles into Russia, knowing that the U.S. would not be able to green light this, and this is their way of dumping Project Ukraine in a way that they don't lose face, right? Because the globalist elite, they can say, well, UK tried. They tried to get the long-range missiles launched into Russia. This was our one path to victory. We tried, but Biden, the man who's not going to seek re-election and is going to disappear in 2-3 months, he said no. Austin, who's going to disappear in a couple of months, said no. And you're going to have a new administration, and so, Project Ukraine is over. It wraps up. We wanted to hit Russia. We tried to hit Russia. Starmer went to the U.S., pushed for it. Starmer looks like an idiot because he goes back to the U.K. after talking tough about going to war with Russia, about taking on Russia. Not going to war, but taking on Russia. He was talking tough. And he goes back to the UK with nothing. Blocked by Brandon, by Dark Brandon. But who cares if Starmer looks like a fool? The globalists don't care. They're just moving the pieces around on the checkerboard. And Biden's going to leave in a couple of months anyway. And so they can start to ease out of Project Ukraine and move on to Project Iran or Project China or whatever. Possible, doubtful, Very doubtful, but maybe. Maybe this is just all one big bluff theater. This is all theater. Stammer meeting with Biden, talking about long-range missile strikes, knowing that it's not going to happen. And Stammer looks like a fool. Biden, he'll, I don't want to say he'll get blamed for not leading Ukraine to victory, but he's the guy that said no to the one path to victory, which is long-range missiles. And oh well, Elensky, you're screwed. I don't know, maybe. Doubt it. Anyway, so Elensky, he is going to travel to New York. He's going to travel to New York, and he is going to meet with all of the leaders of the collective West. And Bild is reporting that this is Zelensky's last chance. Julian Ropske, the Bild reporter who is in Kiev, one of Zelensky's biggest supporters, one of Project Ukraine's biggest supporters, he is reporting that Zelensky is going to go to New York. He is going to present his victory plan to all of the collective West leaders, especially Biden, right? He's going to present his victory plan. In his victory plan, he's going to push for long-range missile strikes into Russia. That's one part of the plan. Give Ukraine permission to launch missiles into pre-2014 Russia. And another part of his victory plan, once he gets the permission, is that he will agree to ceasefires and a freeze in the conflict in certain areas, and then he'll move on to his peace summit, his peace talks, second peace summit. That's Zelensky's plan as he goes to New York. Why would Russia agree to this? Why would Russia say, okay, let's sit down for peace after long-range missiles are launched? I don't know, but that's Zelensky's thinking. He's going to launch missiles into Russia, hold on to Kursk, launch missiles into Russia, and then he's going to tell Putin that there's going to be a freeze of hostilities in certain areas. And then you go to a peace plan. It all sounds just completely stupid, completely dumb, and something that Russia would never agree to, would never go for. Once you launch missiles into Russia, any talk of peace is over, right? Any peace summit or peace plan is kaput, finito. But that's Zelensky's plan. It sounds more like a way for Zelensky to keep the war going than to try and get to some sort of a ceasefire. Zelensky doesn't want a ceasefire. Ceasefire means that Zelensky is done, and that's the last thing that he wants to have happen. I think Zelensky still hasn't figured out his exit plan. That's why he wants to keep the war going. He hasn't figured out a way. He hasn't figured out a way to extract himself from Ukraine, from Kiev, the presidency, and retire in his villa in Italy or Miami or wherever he wants to go. He has many homes to choose from. So that's what Bild is reporting. That's the Elensky plan. That's what he's going to pitch to everybody in New York, all the collective West leaders. That's what he's going to pitch. Sounds like a dumb movie script, which actually makes sense because Zelensky and his entire administration are a bunch of script writers and producers and actors, comedians and actors. So it does kind of make sense that this is the plan that they're putting together, right? Anyway, Schultz was asked about Taurus missiles, and Schultz once again said no. Said it's not going to happen because that would mean that German operators have to be in Ukraine and actually fire those missiles into Russia. I'm telling you, those audio leaks that happened, I forgot when it happened. Those audio leaks were put on the internet. When was that? Like 6 months ago? A year ago, maybe? If those audio leaks did not leak of the German military officials talking about launching tourist missiles into Russia, and how this means that Germany has to actually operate the missiles and would be firing missiles into Russia. If those weren't leaked, I bet you Germany would have given the tourist missiles a long time ago. That leak saved Germany. It really did save Germany. I wonder if it was in Olaf Scholz's office that leaked it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Olaf Scholz said just leak this audio conversation, man, because I don't want to have to say yes to tourist missiles hitting Russia. But Scholz said no to tourist missiles. France, we're getting reports out of the French media that France is tapping out of this this long-range missile talk. They don't want anything to do with this. This is what French media is reporting, citing anonymous sources in the Macron government. Le Monde is saying that France is concerned about long-range missile strikes leading us to World War III, and they don't want anything to do with this. And from what I understand, it's the French that actually make the Storm Shadows. It's the Scalp. The Storm Shadow is based off of the Scalp missile, which is made by France. And from what I've read, the UK just adapts that missile and they call it a Storm Shadow. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. But the actual missile is a French missile, the Storm Shadow or the Scalp missile. But France is saying, nope, we're bowing out of this one. Don't talk to us about this. Don't involve us. We don't want anything to do with ramping up to World War III. So here's the situation in Europe. You have in the EU, let's say Europe, because the UK is Brexit, right? They're not in the EU. So in Europe, you have the UK, which is saying yes to long-range missile strikes, absolutely. You have Finland and Sweden, who are saying, yes, let's attack Russia. The Baltic states, okay, yeah, absolutely. And on the other side, you have Germany, France, and Italy. There are actually billboards popping up in Italy. I think this is recent, but I'm seeing photos of billboards. Maybe these are older billboards, I don't know. But billboards are showing up all over Italy saying that Russia is not the enemy and Italy is friends with Russia and stuff like that. A hand with the Italian flag and another hand with the Russian flag shaking. And they're saying that Russia is not our enemy. Anyway, Italy, Germany, and France are essentially saying no to long-range missile strikes in Russia. That's how it looks. On the other side, the UK, Baltics, Finland, Sweden. That's Europe. And if you say the collective West, you put Canada on the side of the UK for launching missile strikes into Russia, and the US is just in the middle right now, right? Sitting on the fence. But that's the situation right now. It will all get decided in a week or two. Of course, you have the other scenario, since we're talking about different scenarios, and I'm throwing out there different ideas as to what might be going on. Maybe the green light has already been given, and the missiles are going to fly into Russia, and this is all, once again, this is all just theater. Maybe the decision has already been made, and they're punching in the coordinates, they're picking out the targets, punching in the coordinates and everything that needs to be put into the targeting, and we're going to see the missiles hitting Russia. Who knows? Maybe in a couple of weeks, maybe during the BRICS Kazan summit. The collective West, NATO, they like to do this. This is kind of their MO, isn't it? They say they haven't made a decision. They say the weapons have not been delivered. They say they're thinking about it. We're going to deliver the HIMARS in 2 months, or we'll deliver the Javelins in 3 months, whatever it's been. The Leopards are going to be delivered in a month. And then the next day, once they make a statement like that, the next day you see the HIMARS on the front lines, right? They like to play this game. So the decision may have already been made. That's another scenario. But the victory plan, actually, get this. When Elensky goes to New York, according to Bild, and he presents his victory plan to Biden, he's not only going to present it to Biden, he's going to present it to Harris and to Trump. Zelensky's going to present his victory plan to Harris and to Trump. God. To her credit, Alexander pointed this out in his video update yesterday. To her credit, it looks like the Harris campaign is staying far away from this topic. Even though Harris is putting out commercials talking about escalating with Russia to World War III, she's actually putting out commercials talking about how she's going to be tough with Putin and how she's going to continue to support Ukraine for as long as it takes and continue the escalation. Those are the commercials, the campaign ads that she's putting out there. She did not meet with Keir Starmer, and she stayed far away from Keir Starmer and far away from the talks about green lighting ATACMS into Russian territory. It looks like her campaign told her, don't meet with Keir Starmer, stay away from this. Let's not involve ourselves in this. It's an election loser. And Trump, well, he was giving a speech at a rally, I believe it was in Nevada yesterday, and he said once again that he's going to put an end to the conflict in Ukraine. He actually said he's going to put an end to the conflict in the Middle East and Ukraine. He's going to do this before he's even inaugurated. And he also said that the Biden administration, the Biden-Harris administration, they're taking us to World War III, and they have no idea what they're doing. That's what Biden said in Nevada. And he's going to be able to wind all these wars down. So can you imagine Zelensky presenting his victory plan to Trump? That would be interesting. Very interesting. So I think that's everything. I think that is the update. Oh, John Bolton. He was on UK media, Times Radio. And John Bolton, because John Bolton, he gets everything right when it comes to foreign policy, right? He's always correct when it comes to wars. Neocon Bolton told Times Radio that Putin is bluffing. He said that Russia is just not capable of winning the war. And he said Putin is bluffing and Biden falls for this bluff all the time. That is what he said. Basically saying, let's start sending missiles into Russia. That was Bolton. I don't know why the UK decides to interview this guy. He's gotten everything wrong. Every single war that he has promoted, that he has been a part of and has orchestrated, has gone horribly wrong for the world. For the world and then for the United States. But here he is again on UK radio talking about Putin's bluff. He's bluffing, man. He's bluffing. So let's just fire missiles into Russia. Trust me, he's bluffing. And what if Putin is not bluffing? I didn't know. He was bluffing before. I guess he didn't bluff. I guess this time around he wasn't bluffing. Sorry, my bad. What can I say? My bad in Iraq, my bad in Afghanistan, my bad in Libya, my bad in Syria, my bad with nuclear missiles now flying all over the world, destroying the planet. My bad. My bad. I thought he was bluffing. What can I tell you? Oh, boy. That's it. That is it with the update. Sikorsky was in Kiev, and he met with the new foreign minister, and they talked about sending back the Ukraine migrants, refugees who are in Poland, depriving them of social benefits so that they're forced back, not sent back, so that they're forced back. They have no more money, so that they can stay in Poland, and they're forced to go back to Ukraine so they can get sent to the front line and be annihilated. That is what neocon, thank you USA, Sikorsky was talking about with the foreign minister of Ukraine. Reuters is reporting Polish minister visits Kiev calls for end to benefits for Ukrainian men in Europe. And Ukraine media takes it further. They say the head of the Polish Foreign Ministry called on EU countries to deprive Ukrainian men of social benefits. Not only Poland, but EU countries to deprive Ukrainian men of social benefits. That's Sikorsky's plan. Sikorsky's plan is just send all of the Ukrainians in Europe, let's just send them back to Ukraine and let's just send them to the front, to their certain annihilation. Neocons, man. Freaking neocons, huh? Bolton, Sikorsky, Blinken, Biden, neocons, Newland. Anyway, I think that's the video, guys. Should we do some clown worlds? Let's do some clown worlds. So Brian Stelter, he's back. Yes, he's back. Shady's back. And thank God Brian Stelter's back. He's back at CNN, right? They gave him another job. I don't know as what. Are they giving him a show, or is he just going to be a paid analyst at CNN? I don't know what exactly is going on there, but CNN has rehired him. They fired him, and now they're rehiring him. And thank God, because now we're going to get some Mark Dice impersonations of Brian Stelter, which is always funny to watch and listen to. But Stelter was on CNN, and he said that for the Kamala Harris campaign, it's more important the image of joy. What did he say? Of hope and change. What was Obama's campaign message that he ran on? It was hope and change, right? Yeah. He said it's more important the images of Kamala, hope and change, the hope and change images of Kamala. That's more important than what she actually says, more important than her policies. That's what Stelter said on CNN. Who cares what she says? Who cares about her policies? Who cares about her economic plan or foreign policy plan? Who cares? What's more important are the cool retro posters and images of hope and change and joy. That's more important, because that's the main job of the president, right? It's an image. It's just an image. It's just marketing. Other people are making the decisions, right? It's just marketing. An interesting admission from Stelter. Can you guys hear that? It's almost like there's a timer on that lock or something. Interesting. Small little church, closed up. Wow. Fascinating. It's a mattress. Maybe someone is sleeping over there. I don't know. But all right. Interesting area. So that's Stelter. That's Clown World number one. And I think I've got, one second, Clown World number 2, but I forgot what it was. Do I have Clown World number 2? Ah, yes, I do. I don't know if this is a clown world, but it looks like this is an interesting story. I mean, this really got my attention. It looks like Visa is going back to Russia. It's trying to re-enter the Russian market. Visa, Visa, MasterCard, Visa. Payment processor that left the Russian market with the special military operation and sanctions, and opened the path for the MIR card, the Visa competitor, which is quite awesome. The MIR card is awesome. It really is. And whatever Visa does, the MIR card does it, and does it even better. And And Visa lost. They lost the market, and the MIR card is actually expanding to other countries. And it looks like Visa is freaking out. And so they're trying to re-enter the Russian market. That's how it looks. This is not 100% confirmed. There's a lot of people saying this is Russian disinformation and Visa's not re-entering the Russian market. But I don't know. I looked into this, and it does look like Visa's going to re-enter the Russian market, but probably in a different form, because they have applied, they registered in Russia for 2 new trademarks, one for banking services and one for cryptocurrency. So I wonder if Visa sees what's happening with BRICS, with the new financial system. They understand the power of BRICS, the population of BRICS, Russia, China, India, Iran, South Africa, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, right? You're talking about a huge part of the world, and 30 countries are waiting to join BRICS. And Visa sees all of this playing out, and they're probably saying, oh crap, what if the MIR card, or a Chinese equivalent of Visa, a Chinese competitor, what if these cards start to be adopted by all BRICS nations? We're screwed if that happens. And I wonder if they're trying to figure out a way to get back into the market while trying to tiptoe around the sanction restrictions. So they're applying for 2 trademarks, one in banking, one in cryptocurrency. BRICS is talking a lot about blockchain, right? They're talking a lot about crypto and blockchain. But anyway, that's the update there. That's the video, a relaxed Sunday video, theduran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and Twitter X. Go to the Duran shop. There used to be a pizzeria here, huh? Or there's a pizzeria over here. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch, like the hat I'm wearing, like the t-shirt I'm wearing. Check it out. It's got the Greek flag patch on the side. We got a whole bunch of country patches on the sleeve. It's really nice. Really, really nice embroidered logo. Really good patch. Awesome quality. And just a sharp looking shirt. Sharp looking t-shirt. And you'll find a link for our merch in the description box down below. Take care. Pizzeria Rhythm Plus Bar. So what happened to this pizzeria? Take care.